prepared. Cool. All right, you're ready.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 organizational meeting of the Troy City Council. I want to welcome folks and wish you all Happy New Year. And we are going to start momentarily. We're just waiting for a couple more people, but we did not want to delay the thousands of folks who are tuned in right now watching us live via YouTube. So a couple minutes, folks, and then we'll get rolling. Thank you.
Carmelo?
Yeah, we're being recorded, Gail.
Yeah,
So-
I understand that, but I can't make any changes to this. I apologize.
That's okay, no problem. And we'll, I would just ask that folks, just if you're not speaking, if you don't mind putting it on mute. Sometimes there's some background and things to that nature. You will hear my son from time to time who likes to sometimes yell down to me in the basement where they put me for these lovely meetings when we're Zooming. So we're just waiting on Councilmember Gully. The mayor has joined us, Deputy Mayor. Hello, Mayor. Happy New Year. And then we'll get rolling. Thanks.
Okay, just FYI, Jim is trying to get on and he's having an issue with the link and Mara's resending it. Did you get it, Jim? Mara, he's having an issue. It will not let him in. Whereas
Yeah, so he got the new link. I
it's
just
coming
resent
in
it?
as spam. He's going to it, but it won't let him open up as a link.
I'll have to send him the link for the public. He can join as an attendee and then I can bump him up. But otherwise I don't know what else I can do.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him to
send it
tell
to him
you
right
right now. Jim, call Mara right now.
All right. We'll get rolling in a couple of minutes. Unfortunately, Zoom can present some technologically challenging moments.
So what about those Yankees?
Yankees. It's football season. We talk about the Bills and only the Bills.
Oh, go Steelers.
They're out. Well, technically not. That's true.
I'm sorry, what team has the best record in the league? Oh, the Packers. That's right, the Packers.
Hey, I'm not that far away from you
Listen.
right now. Oh, yes, I am.
You know, I think there's some incredible wisdom in that insight. The Packers, America's team. I don't actually have a cheesehead within reach.
But I'm sure you have cheese.
Yeah, I do. New York and Wisconsin and Vermont.
Go Patriots.
Oh, boy.
Uh,
We may be playing you guys again, so. All right, is Jim joining us?
I'll go check.
Okay, you're gonna run down Berg. I like the color of your wall, Irene. You'll see, mine doesn't look it, but it's almost a similar color. It's.
I'm in the
lighting's
kids' playroom right now.
terrible. It's not as bright as yours. My lighting though is terrible down here.
Hello, everybody. I'm telling
Oh, thank you, Councilmember Gully. You
you,
have.
technology
joined
is
us.
not my strong point, I have to tell you.
Well, that's why you're not my backup as co-host.
I got it. And thank you, Mara, for helping me. And nice to see all these new smiling faces and nice to see all the old smiling faces. Hope you're all doing well.
Oh,
Hey, Jim, aren't you chairing science and technology?
it's so he can learn. He got the short straw in that one.
Well,
Do you
Sue,
mind
see, here's the
turning
thing.
that up, please?
You don't have to know everything. You just have to know how to bring the people that know everything together.
Okay, Councilmember Gully, can you join us by
I
video?
will in 2 seconds, Council President. 2
Thank
seconds,
you.
please. Go ahead.
Awesome.
You'll see me soon.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. All right, we are going to kick off our organizational meeting. Once again, I want to welcome all our new council members, some new faces here, and Happy New Year to everyone. And we have some new folks who are going to be joining the council team this evening. And I first would ask for everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Councilmember Ash McPherson, why don't you lead us in the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag
To
of
the
the United States of
of the
America,
United
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
Indivisible.
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Ash McPherson. I'll do a quick roll call, and this will be new for me with some new faces. So let's make sure I get it right. Councilmember Gully.
I am here.
Okay, we hope to see you soon. Councilmember Ash McPherson.
Here.
Councilmember Steele.
Present.
Councilmember Min.
Present.
All right, Councilmember Conley Wilson.
Present.
Thank you. And Councilmember Conley Wilson, do you like it stated that way? Yes, okay, very good, because some people like it hyphenated, not hyphenated, thank you. And Councilmember Soriento,
Here.
Council President Mantello, here, all 7 are present. And that felt really good, some really cool names, very good. Before we get into the agenda, I did want to fully disclose, I had planned to be in City Hall today, and unfortunately, yesterday, I did test positive for COVID. So I am quarantined, and I'm in the basement for a while. And I do have mild symptoms. You'll hear it in my voice. I woke up with a very nasty cold and got tested. And unfortunately, I did test positive. I am vaccinated. And unfortunately, I contracted it somehow. So I did want to fully disclose that because I would have been at City Hall and I would have liked to have witnessed some of our new members on the team. But I did want to fully disclose that. So Councilmember Ash McPherson is down at City Hall in my place, and I thank you very much for stepping in. Okay. All right, we'll get into the agenda. I do want to note there will be a couple amendments. Council members were copied. There's a couple names that we'll be adding to the Commissioner of Deeds. And additionally, our deputy clerk, her first name is misspelled, so we'll amend that also. So let's get right into it and we'll hit resolution 1. Resolution adopting.
You want to start with ordinance 1?
I'm sorry, ordinance. I apologize. Thank you. Hold on. Okay, why? Now I know why. All right, ordinance 1, no local laws. Ordinance authorizing the city clerk to perform signatory duties for the city auditor in exigent circumstances. Council President Mantello, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. And just for folks out there, this is in case our city auditor is out of town, unable to sign off on a voucher. This puts the city clerk as the signatory and will perform those duties in case the auditor is out of town, something needs to be signed off. When the auditor gets back, the auditor will verify that signature and sign off also. So is there discussion, questions on ordinance 1? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ordinance carries 7-0. Ordinance 2, ordinance fixing the form and the amount of the bond covering the city clerk, city fiscal officers, and department heads as required by Section C and Section C46 of the city charter. Council President Mantello, is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Steele, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Gully. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ordinance 2 carries 7-0. Resolution 1, resolution adopting rules of order for the Troy City Council pursuant to section C18 and C22 of the Troy City Charter. Council President Mantello, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Soriento. I did want to point out a couple amendments from the prior 4 years on the rules. The council majority, we looked at the rules and looked at the prior few years regarding the rules. And over the last 4 years, the 7 minutes was put right up front in terms of the public forum. And basically where folks could talk about agenda items and talk about anything to do with city government, your neighborhood, et cetera, anything to do with the city of Troy. And so those 7 minutes were up front for the past 4 years. The council majority, we really feel we like the 3 minutes in front, 4 minutes at the end. And one of the reasons is the 3 minutes up front, we feel for the agenda that obviously, you know, if folks need more than that 3 minutes, it's at the discretion of the council president at meetings or the chair of the various committees. So if someone does need to go over that 3 minutes, that's discretionary to the chairperson of that particular meeting. But more importantly, we really felt when you put it all up in front, the full 7 minutes, that folks tend to, when we're Zooming, forget it. They tend not to watch the actual meeting. But in person, a lot of folks tend to leave City Hall, unfortunately, in the City Council chamber. And so our goal is to get more folks more involved in city government, get more folks to participate in city government. So we really feel having folks to talk about any city government issue, et cetera, at the end really keeps folks more engaged. So that's one major item. The second major item, 4 years ago, as many folks know, it was very odd. The council president was in the minority, but yet the city council, the majority, had the city council. So stating that the rules were amended 4 years ago to essentially put the pro tem on equal footing as the city council president. And so stating that the city council president, as many folks know, is elected citywide through the charter, has various duties. The city council majority decided to essentially put the pro tem on equal footing. And so stating that, we took that back and we're abiding by the charter because the charter section C4 clearly states the pro tem's duties in the absence or vacancy of the city council president. So I wanted to talk about those two major amendments. And then we just cleaned up a couple other spots. So I'll open it up to the floor. Just wanted to fully disclose the difference between the last 4 years and these rules.
Council President,
Yes, Councilmember Steele.
thank you for that explanation. That's very helpful. Unfortunately, when you look at the charter, we're not in compliance with it regarding the public forum. The charter section 23B1 clearly states that the public has 5 minutes to speak. And 2 years ago, when we combined the 3 and 4, making it 7, we were in compliance with the charter. But by breaking it apart in this fashion, we will be out of compliance. So I think that's going to require an amendment. And I tend to disagree with your concept of breaking it apart. I think that what will happen is that it will discourage public input. People will not be willing to wait around for us to finish our actions, and will in fact be discouraged from waiting around to speak on an item that is not on the agenda. So I think that the way it was done 2 years ago is much more encouraging of citizen engagement, which I believe we all want to encourage. So I'm concerned about that aspect. I'll let my colleagues go into further detail. But the other concern, I believe, is under the public hearing portion, where we are requiring people to give their addresses and preference to Troy residents. And that is clearly in violation of the open meetings law and the opinion of the Department of State. By that opinion, you cannot limit or give preferential treatment of any kind to a person by virtue of their name, their address, anything. And everyone should be treated equally and put on equal footing. This has been raised in the past, during the past 2 years, and I think we all want to do what's in compliance with the open meetings law. So that's another area. I will continue the discussion, and then we can frame amendments accordingly.
Thank you, Councilmember Steele. Further discussion, questions? Okay, we'll take a vote. Slow roll. Councilmember Gully.
I would like to propose an amendment, please.
Okay, fair
I-
enough.
I thought that others might want to expand. But I would propose that we go back to the one public forum at the beginning of the meeting, 7 minutes. And in addition to that, under the public hearing section, I think that's where it is.
Yeah.
Where we,
It's-
yeah, 234B,
Uh-huh.
where we require folks to list their name and address, to be stricken. So that would be my amendment. I
Okay.
move accordingly.
No problem. Amendment on the floor. There is a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I will second.
Okay. I believe Councilmember Conley Wilson did second before Councilmember Min. No problem. On the discussion of the amendments, we'll
Council
take
President,
a,
can I
yep,
just ask
Council, I'm
clarifying
sorry.
question? Just,
Oh, yep, Mara, Sue, do you
I'm sorry,
need the
Sue, could you
particulars?
just, Sue, could you repeat what is the second section that you were asking to amend?
It-
234B to delete it.
Under public hearings.
Okay,
B.
thank you. I got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. So on the amendments, we do have a
Oh.
motion. On the amendment, if folks commute, if you're not talking, that'd be great. It's just hard on Zoom. On the amendments, we do have a motion. We have a second. Further discussion? Okay, I'm going to take a slow roll. Councilmember
Yeah,
Min, if you could address the, go through the chair, just say Council
I'm sorry.
President, you know, that'd be great.
Council
That's
President.
okay. Yep, yes,
Um,
Councilmember Min.
So, yeah, it's actually section 2-34 public hearings, section B. That doesn't violate public meetings law. That's person wishing to speak upon recognition would give it his or her name, residence, and or council would do that. It's section 2-34A, which is out of compliance with New York State open meetings law. I believe there's 3 relevant decisions, which is limits public discussion to citizens or taxpayers of the city of Troy or their attorneys representing them. New York, that's basically in legally, you can't limit based on residency. So I think the amendment as we have it proposed strikes section B, which is in compliance. Section A is the one that is out of compliance, just for clarification.
I think you're right. At least Councilmember Steele, what she was proposing. So, Councilmember Steele, do you want to withdraw your initial motion and put a new amendment?
No, I'd like to amend my amendment.
Okay. Well, we didn't take a vote on
I
your
know.
amendment.
I'd like to
so,
amend my motion to amend. How about that? Does that work? If I amend my motion,
Well,
which,
just withdraw your initial motion to amend and put a new one in.
okay, I withdraw. And
Okay.
the new motion is the same as the old, except that instead of section B, it's section A,
Yep.
or item A of section 2-34 public hearing. Thank you, Councilmember Men.
No problem.
Yep. Thank you, Councilmember Min. We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I second.
Second, Councilmember Min on the discussion of the motion. Okay, we are going to take a slow roll. Councilmember Gully
No,
on the amendment. Councilmember Ash McPherson,
No,
Councilmember Steele,
I'm going to vote aye, and I'm disappointed to see that we're not willing to encourage more citizen involvement and to comply with the open meetings law.
Council member, Men.
I'm going to vote aye, and we will consequently have to amend the city charter in order to reduce the speaking time to less than 5 minutes. We're out of compliance with the charter, so we'll have to schedule the 3 meetings to amend the charter. And then also, I think that Corporation Council should issue a decision to clarify that we are or are not out of compliance with open meetings law for the state of New York, because it does open us up to a lawsuit. And so those are 2 options to stay in compliance with law.
Thank you, Councilmember Min. Councilmember Conley Wilson.
I vote aye on this, and I also just want to state that I really do think that we need to make sure that it's not just Troy that has a voice. We're not just there's definitely items that will be on the agenda that's not just centering around Troy in the future. So, you know, we need not just Troy residents, but Rensselaer County residents and Albany and Schenectady as well.
Thank you, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Councilmember Soriento.
No.
And Council President Mantello. Let me explain my vote before I vote. A couple of quick things. We are in compliance, and if you recall the open meetings decision, that this all came about over the past year and a half with a very controversial project. Folks from out of state, folks from out of the city, and folks from out of the county wanted to speak on the items. We are in compliance because all those folks did speak. And if you look at the public opinion from the open meetings law, you can state in your charter, you can state in your rules. However, if somebody walks through that door or somebody comes onto our Zoom and requests to speak, that particular person is allowed to speak. You cannot deny people from speaking. Stating that, even though it's at the discretion of the chair, if that chair were to tell that person that walked through the door or that requested to go on Zoom that they could not speak, that chair in the city would be in violation of the open meetings law. However, our charter and our rules are in compliance. However, as I stated, you cannot deny anyone from the public, if they were to show up, you cannot deny them from speaking. That never happened over the last year. The rules, the charter have been in compliance. They have been in place. Councilmember Steele never once stated over the last year and a half that these were out of compliance, because everyone that requested to speak did speak. So if there is, you know, an effort, or if there is a desire to change or amend the code or amend the charter, we're always open. And certainly any council member can propose legislation throughout the next 2 years. So I'm open, but saying that we cannot deny anyone from speaking, then we would be in violation of the open meetings law, which never happened because we did not deny anyone from speaking. So I vote no. The amendment fails 4-3.
Council
On the original resolution, there is a motion, there is a second on the discussion. Councilmember Steele.
I would like to offer an amendment, since we are not in compliance with the charter. If you're not willing to combine the public forum, then let us at least change the number of minutes to comply with our charter, which is indeed 5 minutes. And I have been in contact with our Corporation Counsel, who is unfortunately unable to be with us this evening.
I'm here now.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, Rick, I didn't see you. Perhaps he would be allowed to speak in
Councilmember Steele, I am going to jump in regarding parliamentary rules. the Corporation Council does not weigh in on parliamentary rules. The council president, if you review the charter and the rules, the council president is in charge of the meeting and parliamentary. We do not request opinion from the Corporation Council on parliamentary. So I would request that we move forward.
Respectfully, with request to the an opinion interpretation of the charter, we're not asking for a legal opinion from our Corporation Council. Listen, if we're going to, fine. It's just unfortunate if we're establishing rules, we're setting a precedent, we're giving a message to the public, and apparently rules don't matter. A charter doesn't matter. We can just do whatever we want because this is parliamentary.
Thank you, Councilmember Steele. I'm going to move on, and frankly,
Well-
we will open it up for discussion, Councilmember Mann, I promise you. Stating that, just Councilmember Steele, obviously, if you want to propose something down the road, that's fine. We're trying to adopt the rules this evening. Councilmember Mann.
I'd like to propose an amendment which keeps the, for section 2-23 regarding the public forum, keeping it split into two sections as currently proposed, but making each of those sections up to 4 minutes per speaker. That keeps us in compliance with our charter. There's no need to amend the charter as a result. And it also structures it in such a way that there still is open public comment after we've processed through the agenda.
Okay, so Councilmember Mann, you are proposing to change 2- help me out here.
2-20
2-25 public forum, total
No.
length of,
No, I'm sorry. It's 2-23 subsection 7.
Got it.
Changing the language from public forum up to 5 minutes per speaker. And then also changing subsection 9, public forum up to 5 minutes per speaker to be in compliance with the charter.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, and I just want to make sure that, so you want to change section C23, number 7 to 5 minutes, section C23, number 9, up to 5 minutes. So 5 minutes in number 7, 5 minutes in number 9. We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Steele, seconds. And on the discussion, I'll open it up if anyone has questions.
Council President.
Yes, Councilmember Gully.
Councilmember Gully.
You're on mute, Councilmember Gully. You're on mute. No, you're still on mute, Councilmember Gully.
I know, I'm just trying to find a button. It's something on the bottom. I can get to it. It's just crazy. Anyway, the charter does have varying degrees of information on public speaking. But my thought is that there's a couple things that I thought about when we were talking about this. There were many times in those meetings when we had the 7 minutes in front that we had many professionals from other companies. We had many speakers. We had many city employees that sat there for hours listening to things that didn't pertain to the agenda and didn't pertain to their professional spot at that meeting. And I think we were taking away from them by doing that. So I understand we want to have everybody speak, and I agree with that. But I think we need to keep the agenda pieces to the agenda so we can have everybody move through our agenda quickly in a business fashion. And then at the end, we could speak on anything else. So I do agree with splitting it up. How many minutes? You know what? if we give them 3, they're going to take 10 anyways. Most of the time, they just speak through their heart and they speak with their passion. And most of the time, I don't think they've ever been stopped except for when they get rude or obnoxious or degrading to the council. That's the only time we really stopped anybody from speaking. So the reality is, I do want to split it up because I want the people who come to our meetings for purposes of our agenda to be able to sit there and take in control of that meeting and handle the agenda. And then we go into the other news. As we've seen with a couple issues that are in our city, sometimes that can take up to 2 additional hours while we listen to repetitive stories and template letters. And that is not fair to the other professionals in that meeting with us. And we have to respect their time. We have to respect their background. So I'm okay with people talking. Let's set it up so that we take care of our agenda, take care of our business first. Then we can do the chatter on all the other things we need to address in the city. And that would be my thought. As far as the minutes, I like them at 4 minutes on the agenda and 3 minutes afterwards, because I think that it gets a chance to get them to give us the point of what they need so that we can do our homework as the council for the city. But that's why we decided on 4 minutes for the regular meeting and 3 minutes afterwards. And personally, you've all been through these meetings, most of you, except for the new folks here. And I just say I'd like to stick to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gully. Further discussion? I will.
Council President.
Yep.
With all due respect, may I be recognized?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think the rule is, as drafted, is a little bit problematic because nowhere does it say that an individual's, the Charter Section C23 states that every speaker shall be guaranteed at least 5 minutes, essentially. So if a person only spoke at one of those, there's nothing wrong with splitting it up. I think if you just add a sentence that says, however, no speaker shall be limited to less than 5 minutes total, then I think you'll comply with the charter. I do not believe that you can lawfully by resolution change the charter or enact anything that is contrary to the charter.
I like that, Rick. I do. I think that that's a happy medium, and I think it, satisfies what the majority is trying to do, and at the same time, the 5 minutes. So I would definitely be open to that language, and I appreciate you jumping in and being a moderator during this wonderful debate. Mara, do you have that amendment? And I apologize.
Do you want to vote on Emily's amendment first?
Unless Emily would like to withdraw, absolutely. But do you have, I won't propose that yet. Councilmember Men, we do have a motion.
If Rick can say that again, I can write it down.
Okay. First, Councilmember Men, are you okay to withdraw, or do you want to take a vote on your amendment?
I'm fine withdrawing, and then we can use Rick's language and
Very
vote on
good.
that.
Yep. Okay, I like that language inserted. Rick, do you mind relaying that once again, just for technical purposes?
Okay, can you hear me now? Because I'm not looking,
Yes.
I'm looking at the amendment. It says in the middle of the paragraph, the total length of time allotted for comment shall be no longer than 4 minutes per speaker for all agenda items.
Are you you're looking at the rules?
Yes,
Number
I'm looking
7?
at the rule 225.
Oh, they were talking about 223, Rick, order of business. So the public forum up to 4 minutes,
Okay.
but you're right, the total length of time.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, we can put it in 225 because it pertains
I get
to
it.
223. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, say it again.
So I'm reading now, the total length of time allotted for comment shall be no longer than 4 minutes per speaker for all agenda items, 3 minutes per speaker for other government issues, and 4 minutes per speaker for standing committee meetings. I would just add right there, however, in no event shall a single speaker be limited to less than 5 minutes.
Total.
Total.
Total. Yep,
Yeah, total's fine.
total.
Good
That
job.
works.
Tim.
Thank you. Thank you.
So in other words, if someone speaks on
Yeah.
an agenda item and they don't plan on speaking and that later on
Got
or
it.
something like that, they could have 5 minutes and that would comply with the charter.
Yep, I like it. I really appreciate that, Rick. Thank you.
Okay.
Mara, that works? Awesome. Okay, so Councilmember Min has withdrawn her amendment. There is an amendment on the floor with the help of Rick. I appreciate that once again. And I'll make a motion to make that amendment to Resolution 1. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Gully on the discussion of the amendment.
Council President,
Yes, Councilmember Steele.
I want to thank you for recognizing our Corporation Council, which is what I was attempting to do earlier. It accomplishes what I've been trying to get along here, and that is compliance with the charter. So I appreciate everyone's support of this.
Council President,
Yes, Councilmember Min.
the problem that I see with the amendment as proposed is that, and obviously what we're working off of is worst case scenario. You know, it's not that if we have someone who's speaking passionately, you know, I think all of us here would not, if we were in a position to cut them off, we wouldn't, but we have to draft law for someone who would do that. So, you know, I think our personal intentions are different than what the law states. And my concern is that because there are three different areas where, three different moments where the public can speak. The public forum on agenda items, 4 minutes, public forum, open public forum following the agenda, 3 minutes, or within committees. And if a person only speaks at one of those, for instance, as Councilmember Gully mentioned, when you have someone who's there as an expert, they're really to speak to one issue, but they're limited to less than 5 minutes, then we remain out of compliance with the charter. So each of those would have to be 5 minutes, because there will be instances where someone in a worst case scenario is not allowed to speak for 5 minutes, and that is the only thing they are there to speak on. Does that make sense? It's technical, I know, but you know, we have to write law for essentially we have to write law for not what we would do, but what is in compliance with our charter.
Remember also, Councilmember Min, it is discretionary to the chair and or the council president, council meeting. So stating that should someone want to speak, and believe me, you will see in committee meetings, you will see at regular meetings, folks, if they go over the 4 minute, the 5 minute, the 6 minute, the 7 minute, I have been on the council, I hate to say several years. The chair, I have never once seen someone deterred from going over that time, unless obviously they use profanity or get personal with a council member. So, you know, stating that this does, the language comply with the law because it's in total as the language states. Rick, I know you raised your hand.
My opinion is that the amendment accomplishes or meets Councilperson Men's concern, because it says, however, in no event shall any individual speaker be limited to less than 5 minutes total. So in other words, if a speaker, usually there's a lot of interplay between the chair and the speaker and stuff like that. And so if you were to tell someone they were getting their 4 minutes and they were going to get their 3 minutes afterwards, and they said, I'm not going to be here afterwards, so well, then you get 5. I mean, I just think that accomplishes it
Yeah.
reasonably.
And, Councilmember Men, as Rick stated, these are not, meetings where, okay, you have 10 seconds, wrap it up. I mean, we're very, very flexible. And obviously the committee chairs of the respective committees, you have to be flexible. Listen, this is all about trying to get people to engage in government. And honestly, the bigger picture is to get folks to come to our meetings, to participate in our meetings. Some of us have, different ways that we'd like to get people engaged. Saying that, I think we're all here because we want to get more folks to participate in city government. But stating that, I think that this language at least accomplishes that end of it.
Council President,
Yes.
I
Councilmember
think if Corporation Counsel's legal opinion is that this amendment is in compliance with the charter, then, I would defer to his experience, his knowledge.
Okay, thank you,
And-
Councilmember.
yeah.
Mann.
And,
Yep.
and we're obviously here to listen to the public.
Yep.
And respectful of that.
Awesome. Thank you, Councilmember Men. So we do have a motion, we do have a second on the floor. And further discussion, questions on the amendment. This is all in favor on the amendment? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the amendment carries 7-0. On the original resolution, is there a motion on the amended resolution?
Would you like for a motion on the amended resolution? I
Yes.
guess I'm gonna do that for you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second?
Second.
Second on the amended resolution, further discussion. I'm
Sorry,
going
who
to,
seconded? I didn't see who seconded.
Councilmember Ash McPherson. I'm going to take a slow roll. Councilmember Gully,
Yes.
Councilmember Ash McPherson,
Yes.
Councilmember Steele.
In supporting this, I can't say I am 100% happy with the rules. I really think that we're discouraging folks who just want to talk about city government and not about the agenda item. And so I'm sad to see that, but I'm grateful for the support of those who are willing to comply with the charter. Aye.
Councilmember Conley Wilson, I apologize, Councilmember Men.
Aye.
Councilmember Conley Wilson,
Aye.
Councilmember Soriento,
Aye.
Council President Mantello. Very quickly, I do appreciate Rick for moderating that debate. I do. And as you are going to see in this meeting and meetings to follow, we all need to be open and we're all here to work for the public. Stating that I think that these rules accomplish what we're trying to do, get more folks involved in city government, get more folks engaged, and encourage open government. I have to say the transparency and accountability that this council over the past 6 years, even working with the mayor on several issues, working with the comptroller on financial reporting, the accountability and the transparency truly is second to none. We're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep moving forward. And that's the goal. So thank you again. And I vote aye. Resolution 1 carries 7-0. And we'll move along to resolution 2. All right, resolution 2, resolution setting the dates of the regular monthly meetings of the Troy City Council. Council President Mantello, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Ash McPherson, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Steele, I believe beat me to the punch. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 2 carries 7-0. Resolution 3, resolution selecting Jim Gully as President Pro Tempore of the council and setting the salary of the President Pro Tempore in addition to salary as council member. Is there, Council President Mantello, is there a motion?
Motion.
There's a tie there. We'll give it to the newbie, Councilmember Soriento. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. I must tell you, I'm very honored to have Councilmember Gully as my pro tem. The pro tem calls himself Jimmy's Angels because, as folks are aware, Councilmember Gully is the minority on the council right now as the only male. So he does state Jimmy's Angels. Saying that, Jim, I do appreciate you stepping up to the plate, and I think you'll be a wonderful pro tem. Further discussion or questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 3 carries 7-0. Resolution 4. Resolution appointing Maria Davanis as city clerk and setting the annual salary of the city clerk. Council President Mantello, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Soriento, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Gully. I really want to thank our present city clerk before this is passed, Mara Drogan, who has just done a phenomenal job. We talked about Mara extensively at the December meeting, so I will not regurgitate, but I do just want to thank Mara. And you'll see later on in the agenda that Mara is also going to stay on as a consultant for a couple of weeks for the transition, which I would recommend for any new council majority coming on board, either party. So saying that, I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank Mara for the late nights, the 11:45s, and really thank you for taking the clerk's office. We built a foundation 6 years ago. You took it to a new level, and hopefully Maria now will take it to the next level. So I really want to thank Mara, and I want to welcome Maria to the team. We have a motion, we have a second, further discussion?
Council President?
Yes, Councilmember Steele.
Just for the record, I want to remind my colleagues that 2 years ago, the then majority was chastised for not involving the minority in the interviewing process. And so you had an opportunity this year to change that process. You did not. We have not been involved. Not to discredit any of the candidates or diminish any of their qualifications, but just a matter of process to remind you that when you do have a chance, you take it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Steele. Further discussion, questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, Maria Davanis, welcome aboard. And I would now ask Maria, 7-0, resolution 4 carries. And I would ask Maria to now sign the oath book. And hopefully somebody can grab a picture, and because Maria, this is your shining moment.
Oh, all right.
Okay, there you go. Congratulations, Maria. Thank you so much, Mara. Thank you. You're not leaving us yet, Mara.
Council President, I would add that it's nice to see Mara's face for throughout this, we've heard her, but we haven't seen her.
I'd like to say I have not had a webcam this whole time. And I assumed it would be a huge process to get one. Maria went over and asked the guys in IT, and they said, "Oh yeah, we have a box of them. Here, have one." So if I'd known it was that easy, I probably still wouldn't have gotten one.
I think think you're just shy, Mara.
Yeah, I had asked Mara for the record if she would go on camera about a year and a half ago, and she said, Carmilla, I don't have a camera. And lo and behold, we got some chuckles today because Mara said they have a whole box over at IT. But I think if Mara had known that, she still wouldn't have been on camera. So thank you, Mara. All right, Maria has signed the oath book.
She's taking the records from now on. I'll stay for the rest of the meeting.
Thank you. Maria, you have signed the oath book, correct? All right, very good. So Maria, we're going to move now to resolution 5. So if you can read resolution 5, and then we'll take it from there.
Unmute you.
Read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Resolution approving the city clerk's appointment of Caroline Reichert, no, her Reichelt, I think it's not.
I didn't do that.
As deputy city clerk and setting the annual salary of the deputy city clerk, Council President Mantello.
Is actually, before we even motion, I have to amend this resolution. Carolyn's first name is Carolyn Lyn, not Line. So I will make a motion to amend before we even do a motion in a second. So I'll make a motion to amend resolution 5.
Motion.
Second on my motion.
Second.
I made the motion, Councilmember Ashley
Sorry,
Pearson
second.
seconds. So now on the amended resolution, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Soriento.
Excuse me, I think her last name is also spelled incorrectly.
Is it?
R-E-I-R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reichelt instead of
It's
RT.
an L, not an R.
Oh my gosh. Carolyn, they really messed that up.
That's okay.
Well, I did copy it directly off of a certain email I was sent, so not to name any names.
I think I know who sent that email. Darn her. Okay, I will make another motion to amend the last name Reichert to Reichelt. I will make a motion to amend that. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. All in favor of the second amendment of Carolyn Reichelt? Aye. Opposed? Okay. To get back to resolution 5. Is there a motion on the amended resolution?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Ash McPherson, amended resolution twice. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Soriento, Councilmember Ash McPherson motions. Discussion. I just want to once again welcome Carolyn to the team. I do thank the prior deputy clerk for transitioning Carolyn and wish Carolyn all the best to our team.
Thank you.
Further discussion, questions? All in favor?
President,
Councilmember Conley Wilson.
so did we just vote for both of those amendments, or did we just vote on the second one? I'm just.
No problem. We voted on the first and the second.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I just wanted to make sure I understood.
No problem. And if you want to get my attention, like sometimes if I don't hear council president, I'm just not going to, it's just formality to go through the chair, no problem. And I'm not being tough or anything, just request, it just keeps it flowing well. So Councilmember Conley Wilson, we did vote on the 2 amendments. Now we're voting on the amended resolution.
Gotcha.
Okay. No problem. No problem. And believe me, no question is a bad question. Believe me. So we have a motion, we have a second, further discussion or questions on resolution 5? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Carolyn.
Thank you.
Resolution 5 carries 7-0. Maria, resolution 6.
Resolution approving the city clerk's appointment of Taylor Cox as assistant to the city clerk and setting the annual salary of the assistant to the city clerk. Council President Mantello.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Soriento. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 6 carries 7-0. I want to welcome Taylor Cox, who is with us this evening. She's on the bottom of my screen. She could be anywhere on your screen. I've learned we're not all the same in terms of placement. So I want to welcome Taylor to the team. Thank you and good luck, Taylor, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
All right. Resolution 7.
Oh, wait, okay.
Maria?
Resolution appointing Gail Cole as city auditor and setting the annual salary of the city auditor. Council President Mantello.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Soriento. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Did you really say resolution 7 passes? 7.
Opposed? Okay, resolution 7 carries 7-0. I want to welcome Gail Cole to the team as our new auditor. Gail, we can't see you, but welcome aboard. And I really want to thank Jeff. And I want to thank Sharon also for their work in the clerk's office and in the auditor's office. They did a great job and transitioned these folks incredibly. So I really want to thank Sharon and thank Gail, Jeff. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard, Gail. Okay. Stating that also, Maria, at the end, you are supposed to state the votes and Mara probably told you. So I'll let you do that. Sorry about that. I'm used to my finance meetings. Resolution 8.
Resolution appointing Seamus P. Donnelly as legislative assistant to the council and setting the annual salary of the legislative assistant to the council. Council President Mantello.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Soriento. Discussion? I just want to welcome aboard Seamus Donnelly. Seamus will be working for all of us. He's going to kick the legislative assistant position up a couple of notches. He's going to attend neighborhood meetings on behalf of anyone. He is going to research anything you ask him. We are bringing back the good news portion. He'll be working on good news, commendations. So I just want to welcome Seamus aboard. He's going to kick up our social media also. You know, that has kind of been a full-time job for our city clerk, who's been doing hers, who's been doing the councils. He's also going to step in on committee meetings and other duties. So Seamus, you're going to be very busy. We look forward to working with you. Welcome aboard. And resolution 8, go ahead, Maria, sorry.
Resolution 8 passes, 7 ayes, 0 noes.
Congratulations, Seamus.
Thank you, everybody. Looking forward to working with everybody.
Thank you. Resolution 9.
Resolution appointing city marshals for the city of Troy. Council President Mantello.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Soriento. Discussion.
Council President,
Yes, Councilmember Steele.
Our charter states that city marshals serve until their successors are named. And this resolution names 3. So I'm assuming that we have others who are going to continue serving since we've not named successors. Just would like to know who those are. Who are these 3? Well, actually 2, because one is currently a city marshal. Who are the other 2 succeeding?
The other 2 are not being reappointed, Councilmember Steele, so there will only be 3 city marshals. And as you're aware, you don't need, it is up to 5 city marshals. So the other 2 are not being reappointed. And per the city charter, as you're aware, it's up to 5 city marshals. We are appointing 3 at this time. The other 2 will not be reappointed.
I think the resolution needs clarification then, because that doesn't read according to the charter.
I think it fulfills the charter completely.
If you look at previous resolutions, you'll know that it says so-and-so succeeds so-and-so. And so that would be helpful for anyone who's involved in appointments, knows that you need that continuity. This leaves a big question mark as to who is actually staying, since you haven't indicated who they're succeeding. There are currently 5, and you're keeping 1 and you're appointing 2 new. So there's a potential for 3 out there that are not being reappointed, but we don't know who they are. So I think it needs to be clarified. That would be
I appreciate that. I do disagree. And if it needs more clarification, we can certainly do at the January finance meeting. We do plan to have a special meeting after that. So we will be appointing these 3 folks. It is up to 5. If we need to clarify that, we can do it on January 20th. Okay?
I am concerned that as the eviction moratorium lifts, 3 will be unable to handle the volume of work. And I know from our experience with the Housing Authority, I just want to give a shout out to Jack McCann, who has done an exceptional job and is held in such high regard by both the court. And I understand you are not willing to reappoint him for political reasons, but unfortunately he does an excellent job. And I think it's really unfortunate that we're going to put such a burden on 3 individuals.
I appreciate that, Councilmember Steele. If the moratorium is not extended, which as you know is January 15th, we do have a meeting on January 20th. There have been other folks who have applied, I do believe, until that moratorium, whether we know it's going to be extended, whether we know it's not going to be extended. I had a very good conversation with Judge Turner, and we did talk about this. You probably also know good cause eviction is also being looked at statewide level. There's a public hearing toward the end of this week, which is a statewide issue and may replace the eviction moratorium. So I do feel it's very prudent, put 3 on. It does not confuse things whatsoever. The other 2, all are not being appointed, all 5, only 1 is being reappointed. It's not confusing whatsoever. And we'll see what happens January 15th. And we do have resumes from other folks interested in the marshal. If the work is too much and the eviction moratorium is not extended, I have already spoken to various folks to ensure that we will have other marshals appointed, up to 4 or 5. After talking to the marshals, which I'm very familiar, and you're very familiar, and we all know what happened 4 years ago. The first woman city marshal was booted out the door by the majority, stating that the only woman city marshal, stating that 2 years ago, actually. And, moving forward, we will certainly ensure that if the eviction moratorium is not extended, that more will be appointed. And two of the marshals actually mentioned, Councilmember Steele, that 4 probably is a good number. And so we withheld from 4 at this point pending the eviction moratorium. So thank you. Further
Chair.
questions? Yeah,
Chair.
Councilmember Ash McPherson.
I just want to state that we sat down with the marshals, and at this time, they were all saying that 3 was sufficient based exactly on what is being said, because we don't know what's going to happen with the evictions. So, you know, we're open to going up to 4 if it's needed. Right now, there isn't enough work for the 3 of them, as they said, so we'll look at it then.
And just for folks out there, we do have a finance meeting January 20th, and we do plan I plan to call a special meeting after that meeting. So thank you. Further discussion, questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Can folks speak up, only because it is hard for Mara and Maria?
I'm voting in opposition.
Okay, Maria, tally the vote, please.
Yeah, so you're gonna say it. Resolution 9 passes, 6 ayes, 1 no.
So resolution 9 passes, 6 ayes, 1 no.
Thank you, Maria. Rick, I see that your hand's up.
Well, you've already taken your vote. I was just going to suggest a way to clarify. You could have added another be it resolved clause that there shall be 3 city marshals.
Okay.
And then appointed them.
No problem. I mean, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. So thank you, Rick.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you. All right, Maria. Hold on. Resolution 10.
Resolution appointing Commissioner of Deeds for the City of Troy, Council President Mantello.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion on this one to add 3 folks. I will be making a motion to add Taylor Cox, Maria Davanis, and Tom Fox. I made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Soriento. On the amended resolution 10, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Discussion, questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Now you're gonna say resolution 10 passes 7 ayes.
Resolution 10 passes, 7 yeses, 0 nos.
Resolution 11.
Resolution designating the Record as the official newspaper of the City of Troy, Council President Mantello.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Discussion. I just want to say that obviously local news, local journalism is super important these days. And despite social media, I read the Record every day, and I want to thank Mike and Nick and the folks at the Record for slaving away and trying to capture the local news, because they are short-staffed, boy, and they do a heck of a job. So I really want to give them a pat on the back. Further questions, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Resolution 11 passes, 7 ayes, 0 nos.
Resolution 12.
Resolution designating Pioneer Commercial Bank as the official depository of the city of Troy. Council President Mantello.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Soriento. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Resolution 12 passes, 7 ayes, 0 noes. I'm gonna get it.
You're getting it. You're getting it. It's your first meeting. Come on. You're doing wonderful and thank you. Resolution 13.
Resolution appointing the members of the standing committees of the city of Troy Council. Council President Mantello.
No, it's of the Troy State Council. Just,
What did
sorry,
I say?
City of Troy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
You want me to
okay.
re-say it?
No, we're all good. Okay, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Soriento. So this is where it gets fun, folks. I will read the various standing committees. You will vote on a chairperson this evening. I would ask chairs to, think about some meetings in the future. Additionally, I would like to kind of reactivate some of our committees. I think over the past 2 years, there haven't really been a lot of committee meetings in terms of outside of finance. So I'm really going to encourage whoever that chair is to just have a few committee meetings. I'm not saying a ton because I know our schedules are going to get pretty loaded up and you will see that. But stating that, I would encourage that the committees be a little more re-energized than they have the last 2 and 4 years. So finance, just so folks are aware, the council president is the chair of that committee, and it's comprised of all council members, the comptroller, the budget officer, the auditor, treasurer, assessor, and purchasing agent. That is set in the charter, so we don't vote on that. Additionally, the council president is ex officio of each standing committee, which essentially means I have no vote, but I attend pretty much all the committee meetings, and it certainly is a lot of time and energy. General services, membership of this committee shall include the commissioner of general services, city engineer, director of parks and rec, and at least 3 city council members as follows: Councilmember Gully, Councilmember Ash McPherson, Councilmember Steele. It is up to the 3 of you to appoint your chair. Is there a motion to appoint a chair?
Motion.
On who, Councilmember?
Oh,
Ash?
I'm sorry. Chair, or Council President, I'm motioning for Jim Gully to be the chair.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second on that motion?
Yes, I have to second it.
Second, Councilmember Gully and Councilmember Steele.
Thank you, Councilmember Steele.
All in favor? Opposed? Only the committee folks vote on the chair. It's okay. It's all right. It's cool. Believe me, this is not, we're fine. This is loose. Law, membership on this committee shall include the corporation council, staff, corporation council
Council
staff.
President, can I ask you just to wait 1 minute?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. I just want to
Absolutely.
explain the process to Maria. If you could just wait 1 minute.
Yep, not a problem whatsoever. Rick, is that from way before or is that new?
I'm sorry, is what from way before?
Oh, I'm sorry, your hand's been up and
Oh,
I
that should be, I'm sorry, that was from way before.
Okay, thank you. You guys, Maria and Mara, you let me know when you're ready to move forward. Sorry about that.
Okay, we're good to go. Thank you.
No, thank you. So the law committee, membership on this committee shall include the corporation council staff as the corporation council desires, and at least 3 city council members as follow: Councilmember Soriento, Councilmember Gully, Councilmember Steele. Does anyone want to make a motion for the chair?
Motion.
For who?
Irene Soriento.
Thank you. There's a motion for Councilmember Soriento. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second, Councilmember Steele. Discussion? All in favor? Are you voting, Councilmember Soriento? Okay. I really would appreciate volume. It's very difficult. If you could just say aye, that would help us a lot. So law, we have the chair is Councilmember Soriento, members Gully and Steele. And Mara and Maria, let me know when you're ready to move. Okay. Planning, membership on this committee shall include the Commissioner of Planning and Economic Development and the Assistant Commissioners, the Chair of the Planning Commission, the Corporation Council, and at least 3 City Council members as follows. Councilmember Ash McPherson, Councilmember Soriento, and Councilmember Men are recommended for this committee. Is there a motion to appoint a chair?
I make a motion to appoint Councilmember Ash McPherson. as
Thank
chair.
you, Councilmember Soriento. There is a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Second, that's okay, Councilmember Men. Seconds, discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, planning is complete. Public safety. Membership on this committee shall include the Commissioner of Public Safety, if any, the police chief, the fire chief, and at least 3 city council members as follows. Councilmember Ash McPherson, Councilmember Gully, Councilmember Men. Is there a motion to appoint a chair?
I make a motion to appoint Jim Gully as chair.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to appoint Jim Gully. Is there a second?
Council
There-
President,
Yes, Councilmember Gully.
I humbly respect the motion by Councilwoman Men. But in regards to how many meetings you can run and be at, how many places you can be, I would like to motion to have Councilwoman Ash McPherson be the Commissioner of Public Safety.
Okay, first, we have a motion on the floor to appoint Councilmember Gully. Is there a second? There is no second. Now, Councilmember Gully, you're making a motion to appoint Councilmember Ash McPherson as chair, correct?
That is correct.
Is
Thank you
there a
very much,
second?
Councilwoman Men. I appreciate it, but for a better purpose.
I will second.
Okay, there is a motion, there is a second, and all in favor of appointing Councilmember Ash McPherson in Public Safety? Any opposed? All right, we have our chair of Public Safety. I will await Mara and Maria with a thumbs up. Okay, Public Utilities, membership on this committee shall include the Superintendent of Public Utilities, Chief Water Plant Operator, Supervisor of Water, Supervisor of Source, and at least 3 city council members as follows. Councilmember Soriento is being recommended, Councilmember Ash McPherson, and Councilmember Conley Wilson. Is there a motion to appoint a chair?
Chair, I make a motion to appoint Irene Soriento, Chair.
There is a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Councilmember Conley Wilson beat you to the punch. Councilmember Soriento, thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Councilmember Soriento is the Chair of Public Utilities, and Councilmember Ash McPherson, Councilmember Conley Wilson are members. Good to go? Okay, last but not least, you should all know, for some reason, science and technology, not everyone wants to chair this committee. Stating that membership on this committee shall include the Director of Operations, the Deputy Mayor, and/or rep of the Bureau of Information Services, and at least 3 City Council members as follows. Councilmember Gully, Councilmember Soriento, and Councilmember Conley Wilson are being recommended for this committee. Is there a motion to recommend a chair?
I make a motion to appoint Jim as the chair.
Very good. Councilmember Soriento motions. Is there a second?
I guess I'm gonna second that. I apologize.
Okay.
I'm asleep at the
Okay.
wheel.
It's okay. Councilmember Gully seconds. Discussion.
I just have a concern. Earlier today, Councilmember Gully mentioned that he is not super technologically, skilled. I'm trying to be as polite as I possibly can. I went to RPI, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. I studied which is in the science technology department. I've studied a whole lot about technology, how it impacts society, all of that. So that's just a concern of mine. I know it's like running the meetings and all of that, but I think I kind of do have the expertise. I've ran many, many meetings in my young age, and I know a lot about technology and science. I somehow always get picked as the tech guru whenever I am at a workplace somehow, even though I don't consider myself the most technologically savvy person. I think I do know a bit about technology and science, particularly as it pertains to sustainability in the society. So wanted to just read some of my credentials out to y'all in case there was a, any change of heart.
Fair enough.
Council President.
Councilmember Gully.
Councilperson Conley Wilson, you'll make a great addition to our team. And I'll look forward to sharing your knowledge and picking your brain all the time so I can be untechnically challenged at the end. But I will tell you this, I know how to bring a plan together and how to get results. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to rely on your intelligence and your background to help us get results on that committee. So thank you for being part of it.
Thank you. Further discussion, questions? All in favor?
President, I just, for the,
Councilmember Steele.
just want for the record to remind folks, 2 years ago, we were chastised for not involving the then minority in the decision-making process of standing committees. And I think Councilwoman Conley Wilson's comment speaks to the fact that we were not involved nor had any input on what committees we were assigned to. I think we all look forward to our assignments. We all want to serve the people of Troy however we can, but sometimes discussing it among ourselves in a nonpartisan way works. And since you chided us for doing it that way 2 years ago, you might have thought about it this year. Thank you.
Councilmember Steele, we appreciate your input on this. Further discussions, questions? Okay, the committee, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Councilmember Conley Wilson, you're opposed, correct? I really need folks to speak up.
No, so I'm saying
thank you. Thank you so much. Only because it's so tough because it's, so we have 2-1 public utilities. Now on the overall resolution, is there a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Soriento. Discussion on resolution 13. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. Maria?
7-0. Resolution 13 passes, 7 ayes, 0 noes.
Very good. Resolution 14.
There you go. Resolution, where am I going? Right here. Authorizing the city to enter into an agreement for the provision of consultant services by Mara Drogan. Council President Mantella.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson, Councilmember Men, she beat you to the punch by 1/10 of a second. Discussion. Just quickly, as I mentioned earlier, I would recommend this for any new transition, either party. 6 years ago, there was a new majority. You have folks coming in sometimes, and obviously that transition, it can not only be awkward, but obviously not transition the office appropriately. The city clerk does much more than just the council meetings. The city clerk's office is an extremely busy office with dog licenses, bingo licenses, marriage licenses, permits for various events. You name it. So it is a very, very busy office, and I would recommend this if the majority were to change in 2 years, 4 years. So whoever's coming in, et cetera, I think that this is a good practice and very prudent to keep that particular clerk on board for a couple of weeks to make that transition smooth. So I strongly support this resolution, and further questions, discussion?
Council President,
Yes, Councilmember Ash McPherson.
I agree. And I'd like to thank Mara for staying on and helping with the transition. As she knows, when she first came in, it's a tough place to come in, and she's taken it up to that next notch. And so I'd like to thank her for staying on.
Thanks, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Yes,
Council-
Councilmember, yep.
Council President, I wanted to also say, Mara, you're amazing. And I also wanted to say thank you so much for your mentorship and leadership for the other members of your department, in particular, Al Farrow. He's really blossomed under your leadership, and I have tremendous respect for that. And, you know, Maria, even in this short period of time, I mean, you're with a master. You'll master this so fast. And also the final thing is, thank you also for preserving a lot of the historical documentation that was stored in the clerk's office and getting that to the Hart-Cluett Museum for preservation. I think so important for us to preserve our Troy history. And sometimes we overlook just the little things, but they're very important for people's genealogies. And you know, I hope, Maria, that if you find other documents that you think are worth preserving, that you'll continue that tradition. So thank you, Mara, and we're rooting for you, Maria.
Thank you, Councilmember Men. And, you know, further discussion, questions?
Council President, if I could just jump in real quick.
Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you to you for sponsoring this. Maria also, was an instigator in this. I had mentioned it to you, just so people understand. New York State civil service law states that no two people can be in the same position at the same time, and so this is true throughout the city, and that's why literally the clerk stops one day, the new clerk starts the next day, and there's no training, there's no transition. It's a terrible, terrible aspect of civil service law. So I really think the consultant position is a great way of dealing with that. For certain offices, we did it, I know in BIS, they transitioned when Sue Davis left the same way. I really would urge both parties, regardless of who is doing the hiring, to, just make this a regular custom in the city clerk's office. It is too much information, too much work for the few days that Maria's been able to sit in with me. It's just not enough for us to really make a smooth transition. So I'm really grateful that we were able to put this in place, and I really hope that it's a tradition that continues with future councils. So thank you.
Definitely concur. Further questions, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Resolution 14 passes, 7 ayes, 0 noes.
Yay!
Woohoo! Okay, Before we close, I do have a couple of housekeeping. We would be remiss if we didn't recognize someone at our meeting this evening, which unfortunately will be her last official meeting, because January 20th will be our next finance unless something huge comes along where I have to call a special meeting. So I just want to recognize someone that I believe has been incredibly dedicated, very passionate about her job. We have not always seen eye to eye on how to get to Z, but we do get to Z, and we figure out a way to get to Z. And I know when I call her, despite how big it is, and she may hem and haw sometimes, but she gets it done. And I really am going to miss our deputy mayor, Monica Kuzieski, whose last day, I'm sure she is counting the 11 days, 10 hours, 2 minutes, 3 seconds, etc. But her passion and dedication to the city will continue. So I just want to formally thank you, Monica, for your service. Thank you for working with the council. We've called you at 3 o'clock and they're texting you at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning on emergencies. And sometimes late at night, I've met you at water main breaks. And so stating that, I'm sure you're going to stay involved with the city, but I would be remiss if I didn't recognize you. And thank you for your partnership with the city council. Thank you.
Chair.
Yes, Councilmember Ash McPherson.
I just want to put a memory out there. 2.5 years ago, when we were both came into office for the first time, I was driving down in my district, through the district, and I stopped and I was astounded because I was watching this guy on a Sunday taking a building down. Nobody around, nothing going on. So what did I do? I called Monica. She showed right up in her baseball hat. She was incognito. We both looked at each other and started laughing. So I knew that was going to be a good start. Monica, we really worked a lot well together. We've had our battles, but we also, as Council President said, we came to agreements. I just want to say you've done a lot in District 2, and you are well appreciated up in District 2 for what you have done, even though you wanted to pull your hair out and cut it out. I'm glad you're going to still be in District 2 around so I can still pick your brain on things, but I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President.
Yes, Monica.
I just want to say thank you. It's been truly a pleasure. It is a bittersweet opportunity that has been given to me, but my time in Troy is not done. And I actually look forward to being a resident of the city. I moved to the city as an employee of Troy. So it'll be nice to actually be a resident of the city and partake in the city as all of you have for decades. So I appreciate all the work that all of you have done, and I look forward to what we do in the future as a different capacities, but always in partnership. So thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you.
Council President,
Yes, Councilmember Gully.
I think all I did was argue with Monica for 2 years. Oh, wait, no, that's not true. Maybe it was 2 months. No, that wasn't true either. Maybe it was 2 times. But I will tell you, the communication's been great, Monica. Respect and appreciate your professionalism and your business background, and you've done wonders all over the city. And I look forward to you continue to do that in a different fashion with some great projects in our city. Just remember, great projects in our city.
Thank you, Councilmember Gully.
Council President.
Yes, Councilmember Min.
Yeah, you know, as just a citizen in Troy, you know, there is sort of, if you need something, unfortunately, it's the call Monica is often has been the way that a lot of people have dealt with a lot of problems, from minutia to big stuff. And, you know, they really do need a hotline that is 1-800 call Monica, and it can go to whoever is the new deputy mayor, who has gigantic shoes to fill and probably also won't be working at the farmer's market on Saturday on top of it. So do you have a twin or a clone who's looking for work? Because there's a job opening here in Troy. I don't know how we're ever going to replace you. And, you know, thank you for everything from both on the citizen end of things, you know, all the different ways that we've helped to improve our city, and we've come really, really far. So thanks again, and best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Councilmember Mann.
Council President,
Yes, Councilmember Steele.
I know it's hard for all of you to believe, but I really don't have anything more to add to what has already been said, except that we're really going to miss you. You're irreplaceable, my dear.
Thank you, Councilmember Steele. So Monica, your last meeting, we thank you again. It's going to feel weird, I'm telling you, and I know that we're going to see you at council meetings, and I just strongly encourage you to keep it to 4 or 5 minutes. I'm kidding. But we do hope that you continue being engaged and continue being active, which I know you will. So thank you again, Monica. Thanks. Mayor, did you want to add anything?
No, not at this time. This is your meeting.
Thank you, Mayor.
There'll be time.
Thank you. All right, well, that concludes. Before I take a motion to adjourn, I apologize. Finance, January 20th. Maria will send all the council members again the schedule for the finance meetings. And once again, I really strongly encourage the chairs to have a meeting. Let some of the new members get to know some of the department heads at the meetings, and or at a committee meeting, just, you know, maybe even a meeting, just like a half hour, just a meet and greet. So saying that, I really want to welcome all the new members, and certainly welcome all the former members back again. Congratulations all. Happy New Year. Let's have a productive 2022. As I've said many times, we may not always see eye to eye, but at the end of the day, we're all here for the same reason, and that is to move Troy forward. So thank you very much. I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Steele. Beat you to the punch, Councilmember Ash McPherson. I love it. All in favor, or discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Good night, everyone, and thank you again, Monica. Talk to you soon.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Good night.